Episode 1 of The Worst Journey in the World by Apsley Cherry-Garrard. Adapted for radio by Stef Penney.
Wednesday, June 22nd, 1911. Midwinter's Day, local time. Antarctica. 25 men in a wooden hut on an island in the frozen Ross Sea. The sun had disappeared beneath the horizon nearly 2 months ago. It would be another 2 months before we saw it again. We waited through constant darkness, counting the days. Now, as the highlight of our midwinter celebration, Captain Scott was about to reveal his plan for our forthcoming attempt to reach the South Pole. Between us and our goal lay 400 miles of the permanent ice shelf known as the Barrier. Then the Beardmore Glacier led 9,000 feet up to the plateau itself. Another 350 miles of marching stood between that and the pole.
Silvery beams will bring love's dreams, we'll be cuddling soon by the silvery moon.
Let's have some quiet for Captain Scott.
Thank you, Bill. Well, we've had a good feast and some good fun, but I know you've been waiting to hear what I'm going to say. Some more patiently than others. As you know, for the last few months, I've been working on plans for the journey to the pole. I've studied every detail in the light of my own and Ernest Shackleton's experience, and here it is in a nutshell. There are going to be 12 men on the southern journey. 3 teams of 4. We will start out with ponies to pull the supplies. Then, as ponies cannot climb the Beardmore Glacier, we'll change to man-hauling, with 4 men pulling each sledge. Other parties will provide support. The motorized sledges will carry a good deal of the gear as far as possible. I hope all the way to the glacier. And the 2 dog teams will also assist us as long as we are on the barrier. As you can see, all forms of transport will play their part. Only 4 men will go to the pole itself. As to who those men will be, it is the journey itself that will decide. The fittest and strongest will go on. No one is guaranteed a place in that final 4, myself included. But the 12 men who will start the journey, that I can tell you now. They are myself, Captain Robert Falcon Scott, Lieutenant Teddy Evans, Dr. Bill Wilson, Captain Titus Oates, Petty Officer Taff Evans, Lieutenant Birdie Bowers, Apsley Cherry-Garrard.
The relief when I heard my name was enormous. Although I had expected to be included in the list, you could never be sure. After all, in an expedition made up of hardened Navy officers like Birdie Bowers and Teddy Evans, and distinguished scientists like Bill Wilson and Silas Wright, I was a rank amateur, with no special knowledge or aptitude.
Continuing their scientific works, let me assure you that I'm in no way relying on them.
I had already undergone a grueling winter journey with Bill and Birdie, which was far harder than any journey in summer could be. And Bill spoke warmly of my efforts. Despite the handicap of my short sight, I felt I had a decent chance of making it into the final group. I fervently hope so.
And those in the support parties are, of course, as essential as the others. If any man is disappointed, let him remember all the school children who raised a few pounds to buy our sledges and ponies.
Yeah.
It is a team effort. We are all doing our duty for king and country.
What about Amundsen? We don't want the Norskies to get there first, do we?
Ah, yes, Teddy. Amundsen. What he does is out of our hands. I think the wisest, and indeed the only course, is simply to carry on as if he wasn't there.
But if Amundsen's team have 100 dogs, and they're on ski, they can leave much earlier in the season than we can with the ponies, and they'll travel faster. The odds against us getting to the pole first are, one might say, long.
We didn't come here to take part in an undignified race, Captain Oates. We are a major scientific expedition. Being first at the pole is only one of our goals.
I think it's a splendid plan, Captain Scott.
Thank you, Birdie.
Hey, it'll be a finer thing by far to get to the pole under our own steam than to be dragged there by a pack of dogs.
Well said, Birdie.
Aye. Well said, sir.
Captain Scott.
Yes, Silas.
What exactly do you mean when you say the dog teams will assist us?
Well, we know the dogs can travel quickly over short distances, but are unreliable. So they will bring additional supplies to the barrier depots.
Sorry to interrupt you, Con, but just take a look out of the window.
No one but Bill would have dared interrupt Scott at such a time. But we all turned to look out of the window, and moments later we were outside, notwithstanding a temperature of -30. The eastern sky was massed with light, the most vivid and beautiful display of the aurora I think any of us had ever seen. Fold upon fold, arches and curtains of vibrating luminosity rose and spread across the sky, to fade and then spring again to glowing, evanescent life. I could not say what colour it was, for it seemed to have every colour and no colour, or rather to consist of colours that have not yet been named. It is impossible to witness the aurora without a sense of awe. Not at its brilliance, for it is not a thing of glittering splendour, but because it suggests something wholly spiritual, something imbued with fluttering, ethereal life. We stood awestruck for some minutes before anyone could speak.
Incredible.
It seems the heavens are celebrating our plans with us.
I'd say it's a good omen.
Absolutely. If anyone could capture it on paper, but I couldn't even begin to.
I'm going in. This is too cold.
You're a Philistine, Teddy.
Just fond of my fingers, Bill.
The aurora filled us with optimism, and despite the threat of Amundsen and the Norwegian expedition, I think every man there, with the possible exception of Titus Oates, believed that we would be first at the pole. And surely, each one of us went to sleep dreaming that he would be one of the 4 men to stand there. Despite the doubts, which continued to surface. May we come in, Titus?
Is that you, Cherry?
And Birdie and Ash.
And Silas. How do you see a thing here?
I thought I told you, no colonials allowed in the stables. Throw some more blubber on the stove, will you, there?
What do you think of this madness, Titus? Throwing away the fastest form of transport we have because he didn't think of it first.
That's not fair. He's used dogs before, with Shackleton, and they failed. Seems pretty sensible to learn from your mistakes, if you ask me.
Maybe he didn't know how to drive them. Or he just doesn't like the idea of killing them.
It is rather disgusting when you think about it. Having to kill dogs to feed other dogs. At least we don't have to do that with the horses.
No, they've got to pull tons of fodder with them.
And if those motor sledges go more than 10 miles, I'll eat my trousers.
It is a bit experimental, granted. But who's to say the motors won't come up trumps? If no one took a risk, we would never make progress.
I wish I had your sunny outlook, Birdie. But frankly, if the motors are half as bad as this wretched bunch of old crocs, might be best to shoot them now and save us all a lot of trouble. Wouldn't it, boy, eh?
And let the Norskies win, soldier. Can't have that, can we?
No, that's why I bite my tongue. Most of the time.
We all rubbed along remarkably well through the long months of darkness. But I suppose my particular friends, apart from Bill, were my bunkmates. Birdie Bowers and Atch Atkinson, the expedition doctor, were both Navy men, while Titus Oates, our horse expert, was the lone representative of the army. The final member of our little group was Silas Wright, the physicist from Toronto. And despite the darkness, there was much to be done. When the weather allowed, we took the ponies out on the sea ice for exercise, so that each man of the southern party could forge a bond with the animal he was to lead. Officially, I was assistant to Bill in his capacity as expedition zoologist. But in the depths of winter, the seals and birds vanished. Even the comical little penguins abandoned our frozen shore. One of my tasks then was to type out Shackleton's account of climbing the Beardmore Glacier, which made grim reading. We lay down the edge of the chasm and peered into its black depths, but could see no sign of the poor pony. He was the last animal. Shut the door!
Minus 47. I've just thrown a cup of boiling tea into the air and it froze before it hit the ground. What do you think of that?
Waste of a cup of tea.
Teddy is cycling to the ramp. I bet him an ounce of tobacco he and bike won't make it back in one piece.
Good old Teddy.
The sun will be back soon. It'll all seem very different, I imagine, in the light.
Yes, I expect so.
Know what I think, Cherry? I think it's you or me for the pole.
Whatever makes you think that?
The way Scott looks at us. Like he's sizing up racehorses before a meet.
I was shocked to hear him say it, but secretly I felt the same. I knew I was one of the best sledgers in the party, and Scott seemed to like me. And for my part, despite his sensitivity and moodiness, or perhaps because of them, because I recognised the similarities with my own character, I respected him. Our second in command, on the other hand, was a very different kettle of fish. Teddy Evans was all bluster and front. Pulling stunts like the bicycle ride was typical, and at least half the hut was glad when he arrived back with a frostbitten foot. Atch, the expedition doctor, examined it.
What have we here? Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. It looks like an elephant's foot.
I say, Ponting, you'll have to get a photograph of this.
Tom, will you pass my bag?
I was pedaling so hard, I thought I got away with it. There you go, Doctor.
Thank you, Tom.
What's going on? Another war wound?
Bit of frostbite, that's all. Nothing serious.
What were you doing outside in this?
I went to check the temperature gauges.
On a bicycle?
Yes.
You're a damn fool, Teddy. I expect the officers to set a better example. How the hell can you expect the ratings to look after themselves if their superiors cannot?
I'm sorry, sir. Won't happen again.
You bloody well think not.
Will the toenails grow back?
It should do.
When I got to the ramp, a seal popped up. And when he saw me on the bicycle, I swear, he fainted dead away.
Captain Scott, could I have a word?
Hello, Cherry. How's Michael? He looks fit.
Enjoying being outside again, aren't you, boy?
I must say their condition gives me real hope. When we lost those ponies last summer, I thought the pole was beyond our grasp. Much credit goes to Titus, I think.
Yes. You see, the thing is, you know I've been learning navigation. Well, trying to learn it.
Good idea, yes.
That's just it. I know I need to do it, but I've been having difficulties. Maths was never my strong suit, and I'm afraid I just can't get it. This book here, Teddy showed me some problems, and I'm ever so sorry, Captain Scott, I don't think I can do it.
What's this? Good heavens, man. This is advanced stuff. I never meant you to learn more than basic principles, and I doubt there's one chance in 100 you'll ever have to use them. I do like you, Cherry. You take everything so seriously.
So it's all right. I can still go.
Of course. Concentrate on old Michael here. Getting the ponies fit. That's the key to it all.
Yes. Thank you, Captain Scott. Thank you. Often, the darkness of the Antarctic winter is not complete. If the air is still and there is moon or stars, the snow throws back a cold sort of light, a glow that seems to come from nowhere. Then you could see the western mountains gleaming across the bay and hear a conversation 2 miles away. Each day, the twilight glow along the northern horizon grew a little brighter. The sun was coming back to Cape Evans. Preparations were coming together as every aspect of the plan, the gear and the rations was checked and rechecked and tested to see if it could be improved. Birdie, our quartermaster, spent weeks weighing out bags of biscuit, butter, tea and pemmican, which Bill in particular found hard to stomach.
Too much butter is impossible to eat, no matter how hungry you are.
True. I'm going to get my fur mittens. Shall I get yours?
I'll come in. I want my sketchbook.
It is insupportable that you continue to undermine my authority like this.
I fail to see, sir, what point this eastern trip has.
Lieutenant Evans, we are a scientific expedition.
But you are not taking a single step.
I think I'll walk up to the ramp.
I'll join you. How's the painting going, Bill?
Well, I'm trying to finish the watercolours while it's all fresh in my mind. But there doesn't seem to be enough time. I make notes on the colours, but then when I look at what I've written, I think I must have exaggerated. Yet, when it's in front of you, like there, you see? That light on the glacier, it's pure violet. Or that hint of vermilion in the northern sky.
You can't imagine these colours in England, can you?
I don't think anyone will believe my paintings when we get home.
I'll tell them you weren't exaggerating.
Thanks.
I get the needle sometimes, thinking about the journey. Some of Shackleton's accounts of climbing the Beardmore, when they lost their pony down a crevasse, just vanished. It makes your skin crawl.
Do you regret my dragging you into this, Cherry?
Oh, no, I love it here.
Hey! Jenny! Bill!
Hello?
Come up here! Come on!
Don't worry about Scott, Cherry. Sometimes he lays himself open to misunderstanding. But when you see him in the field, there's no one more courageous or decisive.
Come up to the top of the ridge. Then further.
Oh, yes!
Isn't that about the best thing you've ever seen?
Goodness me. On the 21st day of August, the first sliver of sun raised himself above the horizon, like a gleam of hope.
Well, this is it. The beginning of our journey to the South Pole. I know that our months of preparation have not been in vain. We have the best equipment, the best animals, and, of course, the best men. Nothing deserving of success has been left undone. And so, good luck, Teddy. See you at 82 degrees.
On the 24th of October, Teddy Evans and the advance party set off with our 2 motor sledges, thus beginning our assault on the South Pole. We in the main party, relying on horsepower, set off a week later.
Right, let's get you into harness. 1, 2, 3, watch it! Ow! Grab that rope, Cherry. Pull! Pull!
On your knees, you beggar!
Wait till the fairies knock some of the stuffing out of you. Now, quick!
There we go. He's in.
Finally, all the preparations, all the nervous waiting was over. We were on our way. The sun shone on our departure, and the barrier stretched out to the south before us. A white, sparkling plain, as flat as the sea on which it lay. The barrier is an odd place. It looks like land, but it is not. It flows like infinitely slow water. It has no features to guide us, but the land around it causes turmoil in its depths. This shows up on the surface as pressure, rugged waves and troughs of ice, and as crevasses down which the lot of us could disappear without trace. And, just occasionally, to remind us of its strangeness, the barrier groans beneath us, like a primeval giant banging on the walls of his buried prison. I loved it. I was on the adventure of a lifetime, surrounded by friends, far away from petty cares and worries. And those first days were exhilarating. Such unsullied purity, such space, and good hard work and camaraderie. It was all I had ever wished for. We marched at night to let the ponies rest when the sun was at its warmest. But the summer light never left us. Even at midnight, we sat on our sledges and basked in the sun, looking over to where the western mountains glittered above the clouds.
Christopher! Come back here! I'll teach you to bite me!
Titus, lunch is ready.
Chris has kicked over his sledge again.
I swear, Bertie, this horse is a demon in disguise. I'm going to have to march without lunch. It takes too bloody long to get him harnessed again.
You think he'd be too tired to lark around? Especially in this soft surface.
Oh, this horse doesn't laugh. He's an evil spirit.
Come on, Chris. Come to Birdie.
Even from the beginning, the transport didn't go exactly to plan. Apart from the motor sledges, dogs and ponies, all travelling at different speeds, there were fast and slow ponies, to such an extent that the slowest had to set off 4 hours before the fastest, in order that all reach camp at the same time. To add to the problems, the surface snow on the barrier was terribly soft, so the ponies plunged in up to their hocks, and the sledges sank until they were more like snow ploughs. It was like dragging a dead weight through sand. And then we came across the abandoned motor sledges.
Teddy's left a note. After continual overheating, the big end of Lashley's engine has gone. Nothing more they could do. Oh well, 50 miles is 50 miles.
£2,000 for 50 miles. And the dogs cost what? 30 shillings a head?
Someone should buy him a shilling book on transport.
Yeah.
Silas, can you hand me the tent poles? This crust is like glass.
Oh my God!
Everyone all right?
Air pocket. It must be 20 feet square.
The whole surface has dropped at least 6 inches. So uniform. Fascinating. What causes that, Silas?
Cherry needs to go on a diet.
Oh, I say. Titus, a word, if you don't mind.
I need to get some shelter built for the ponies. Birdie thinks it's going to come on to blow.
Yes. Well, I'm not happy with our mileages. It's taken us 15 days to come this far. That's less than 10 miles a day. We simply have to do better.
Captain Scott, that's as fast as the ponies can go in these conditions. And they're losing weight quicker than they should.
So, what can we do?
The ponies can't go any faster, and they never will. A Chinaman must be 20 years old if he's a day. And Jihu's a windsucker and has spavins. I can't believe he's come this far already.
What about redistributing the weights again? There must be something.
You may redistribute weights if you will, but only by leaving half the gear behind will you induce these crocs to go any faster. The time to do something about it was last summer, when...
I am asking what we can do with the horses now, Captain Oates. What ifs have no place here.
I was brought onto this expedition in part, I assume, for my expertise with horses. But I fail to see why you bring a horse expert if you will not listen to his advice.
I am the leader of this expedition, Captain. I make the decisions. You do not question them!
Then I hope you do not have cause to regret your decisions, sir.
Better get on with building that shelter, Captain Oates.
Damn fool. Never seen such incompetence. In the army, he'd be court-martialed.
All right, Titus.
Words with the owner.
Frankly, the sooner those damned ponies are shot, the better. Then I can go home.
Anyone for tea? Con? Are you all right?
What can I do, Bill? I hate having to argue, but he is downright rude.
I think he feels that you blame him for the deficiencies of the horses, and since he didn't bite...
I don't blame him, not at all, but he questions my decisions, and that I can't bear. Someone has to lead. That is my duty. God knows it's no picnic. I'm sorry, Bill. I don't mean to complain.
No need to apologize. Look, Titus will be all right. Do you want me to have a word?
No. No. I'm sure we will come to an understanding.
Far from the land you'll be leaving, 'tis many a time by night and by day that your heart will be sorely grieving.
Cherry, how are you going?
Well, thank you, Bill. The sky's marvellous today, isn't it?
Yes. It's never the same, hour to hour. That parahelion earlier almost made me weak that I couldn't sit down and sketch it. But there'll be more. Look over there. See, above the clouds. I think that must be Mount Markham.
Oh, yes. And the mountain beyond, there. Even bigger, what's that?
Oh, I don't think that one's got a name. It's possible no one's ever set eyes on it before. Perhaps that'll be Mount Cherry.
Mount Cherry. Mount Cherry.
Evening out.
Snow in the hoosh. Close the door.
Damn it, Bird. You stood on my hand.
Proves you haven't got frostbite. You know, it's minus 20 and blowing like fun out there. Cloud to the south. think we've seen the last of the sun for a few days.
Tea's ready, chaps. Oh, there you go.
If it's possible, I'm even hungrier than yesterday.
I spent the last 3 hours of sledging today inventing a revolving bookcase. Only it wouldn't have books in it. One compartment would have pemmican, another biscuit or chocolate.
What about steak? With brandy and peppercorn sauce.
Oh, yes.
And potato dauphinoise. How about a bottle of Chateau Margaux?
I was thinking about pickled herring.
Hey, you know what my ambition is when I get home? To be fat.
Dear Mother, Lassie, Elsie, Mildred, Peggy, and Edith, I cannot tell you what a pleasure summer sledging is. Compared to our trip last winter, its comfort is a wonder. It is warm enough to wear my glasses, thank heaven, so I can see where I put my feet, which is, as you can imagine, a great help. More than that, I can see the glories of the barrier around us. And, oh, there is nothing so beautiful as the ice when she is in a good mood. The sky, gloriously rosy, suffused with copper and salmon pink, shading to saffron and pale green, while the ice holds every shade of blue and turquoise and mauve, all the way through to deepest purple. And the light plays all sorts of tricks, sunspots and flashes, fog bows and mirage that makes far-off mountains look near, while a biscuit in a few feet away can appear to be a distant continent. I am in a tent with Birdie, Titus and Atch, and we are the happiest group imaginable. Titus is busy with the horses. Nothing is too much trouble if it increases their well-being by the smallest degree. Birdie takes meteorological readings 4 times a day, even in the middle of the night, and is quartermaster for the whole expedition, so he is up late every night, working out rations and weights and adding up figures. Atch keeps us all in shape, checking our feet and faces for frostbite. So far so good. I have a very easy time of it. Bill is sledging with Captain Scott, so I don't often get a chance to speak to him. Also, his pony is much faster than poor old Michael, so he is usually just a dot on the horizon. I think I am in with a good chance of being chosen for the final 4. Scott and Titus have been having words over the ponies, and since they are his job, it may be that when they're gone, he will turn back. Possibly, he is the only man here who doesn't really want to go to the pole. Anyway, if you can somehow hear me writing this, and you can spare a prayer, beg that the weather remains clear and the temperature warm, as the difference it makes to how easily the sledge runners glide is immeasurable.
Atch! Are you alright? What does the sledge meter say? 5 miles and 300 yards. Is that all? Can Michael go on, do you think? I don't know. He looks about done, poor beggar. You too. The others are moving on again. 12 hours today already. Come on, boy. Come on, Jesus, you can do it. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Oh, God almighty, this is inhuman. Come on. Cherry, he's going down. Camp ho! Camp ho! Someone's coming. I think it's Scott.
Have you tried everything?
Yes. I think it's over. Please, God.
Poor old thing. He's done well.
As the weather got worse, the weaker ponies dropped in their tracks.
Titus!
Titus!
Titus learnt to dread the call.
Is it Jehu?
Yes. He's had it, I'm afraid.
Surprised he's made it this far. I say, Ash, why don't you leave us to it?
No, I'd rather be here. It's all right. All right. All over now.
My own pony, Michael, was growing thin and listless, his bones jutting through his coat. We felt like brutes for forcing them on, but we did it, each man determined not to be the one to slow the party down. When a pony met his end, we, and the dogs who hovered round a stricken beast like vultures, got a good meal out of it. But it didn't make us any more cheerful. The dogs, on the other hand, thrived. They didn't seem to lose weight or tire, but became fitter and keener as they went on. It began to look as though Amundsen had chosen well. Then, when we were still a day's march from the base of the glacier, a monstrous blizzard hit us. The snow was so thick and sticky, it filled your mouth as soon as you began to speak, and covered your goggles in a second. Getting the tents up in such snow was near impossible.
Evans! Take that corner!
It's so soft, I'm not getting any purchase. Needs more white.
There! The last bamboo! That's it! Make fast! Bill, we're done! Get everyone inside! Quickly! Right! Even the matches are soaking.
If this goes on, we'll be using the tents as boats.
Looks like we'll be here for a while.
Damn it, Bill. Our luck with this weather is preposterous. Shackleton had fine weather and blue ice at this point. This is a quagmire. We are 6 days behind his dates.
The ground sheet's pegged in, sir. But the snow is melting fast.
Better sweep it out before we're awash.
Aye, aye, sir.
It makes you wonder. Is it widespread, this bad weather? Or are we toiling away while others rump along in the sunshine?
May I come in?
Yes. Come in, Birdie, come in. Would have thought that warm temperatures could be such a curse, eh?
There's only pony fodder for one more day. And the glass is still dropping. I've never seen it so low.
This is the day I've dreaded since we began.
Mike, you old trooper.
I'll take him, Cherry. Come on, old man. Titus is ready for you.
Cherry, if it makes you feel better, I think the ponies had a pretty good life with us. A year of good feeding, certainly better than they were used to. A few weeks' work on full rations, and a painless end.
I just don't see how you can call that cruel.
I don't. It's just such a rotten business.
The owner's taking it pretty hard too. He hates to see animals suffer. Here you go.
Oh, God, that smells good. I tell you, I'm going to enjoy eating Christopher far more than I enjoyed leading him.
It's a relief in some ways. I mean, now it's just us and our muscles against the land. I don't care about Amundsen. It'll be a much finer thing to get there by good old British grit.
Here, here.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
What is it, Crane?
Dr. Wilson wonders if he could have a word with you, Dr. Atkinson.
Yes, of course.
I wonder what that's about.
Isn't it obvious? They're discussing our fitness, picking the front runners for the pole.
I curse my eyesight. I wish I didn't have to wear these confounded spectacles.
Cherry, you're one of the strongest sledges we have, and what's more, the owner likes you.
When it comes to the final four, I think it'll be political. He's got to think about how it will look. He's bound to take at least one member of the ratings. Probably Taff Evans, since he was on the Discovery trip.
Come to that, he may want a representative of the army.
No, old chap. Now the ponies are dead, my job is over. And I can't say I'm desperate to spend 3 months in a tent with our beloved leader. You know, he makes them leave the tent to piss, even in a blizzard. Let alone...
He doesn't make anyone do that.
But that's what they do.
Damn it. I don't know if it's worse knowing or not knowing what they're saying.
Don't think about it. It's out of our hands anyway.
Give me your opinion of the ratings, Atch. Who do you think's the strongest?
You're talking about the pole, I take it?
Of course.
All things considered, I would take Lashley. He's tough, experienced, and as level-headed as they come.
And then?
Crean. Again experienced and resourceful. He never gives up.
What about Taff Evans?
I would say he's lost more weight than the others. Hardly surprising for a big man, I suppose, but he seems rather prone to frostbite, too. His nose has gone a few times. You know who's going, don't you, Bill?
No, I don't. He doesn't confide in me about everything. I wish he would, in a way. He keeps so much bottled up. I don't think any of us really appreciates how much he suffers.
And you, Bill? How are you bearing up?
Oh, surprisingly well. I get hungry, of course, but it's easier for me than for some of the big fellows.
Feet all right?
Not bad. No frostbite. Just a nip now and again. Now, the worst thing's the snow blindness, and I can't give up sketching. My eyes have been pretty bad, though.
Got enough cocaine?
Oh, yes, and opium. One reason to be thankful for this blizzard, anyway. Gives us all a chance to rest.
After 4 days, the rest was over. We depoted the remains of the pony meat, left the redundant sledges, and stepped into the traces ourselves. It's a peculiar thing, harnessing yourself up to be a beast of burden. The harness goes over your shoulders, the wide sledging band round your middle. 2 men in front, 2 behind. The loaded sledge weighs 600 pounds, 150 pounds a man. When it stops, the runners freeze into the snow, so you have to give it a good few jerks to break free.
1, 2, 3!
It squeezes the life out of you. Bad enough on level ground, but when you're pulling your load up a steep slope of blue ice, and your crampons get no purchase, and you can't stop because the whole sledge would slide backwards and take you with it, and you can't let up for a single moment because your sledge mates would feel it and know you weren't pulling your weight, then you know what man-hauling is. This was the heart of the expedition, and in some ways it felt like the real beginning. There were to be no more picnics in the sun. Everyone was aware that from now on, Scott was watching our every move, assessing our strengths, checking for signs of physical or mental weakness. I was determined not to show any, not to complain, no matter how exhausted I was.
We'll make the top of that ridge before we stop.
And Scott tested us, pulling up the glacier 10, 12, 14 hours a day. He himself was remarkable. The oldest man there, he never seemed to tire, always pushing on, seeking out the best route, always wanting to top one more crest of steep, slippery ice before stopping. And we couldn't pull all our gear. We had to relay it, pulling half of it for a mile or so, unloading, then going back for the rest. We covered every part of that route 3 times. The Beardmore Glacier is 100 miles long. It felt like 1,000.
We'll stop for lunch camp at the top of this ridge, then go back for the rest of the gear.
This bit's fun. This way.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
All right, it's just the ice shifting. Let's keep going. 1, 2, 3.
Huge masses of ice. Talk. I don't know how else to describe it. From afar, a glacier looks still, pure, eternal. Yet close to, it grumbles and growls, shifts and shrugs. We knew we were tiny, insignificant specks crawling on the skin of a gigantic beast, trying not to anger it. And then we encountered the thing I dreaded most, crevasses. Some huge chasms that sank to fathomless depths, bigger than Regent Street. Some a few feet deep and narrow enough to step over. And some we never saw at all.
Crevasse to the right! Crevasse to the right!
Stop! Stop! He's gone in!
My God!
Who's that? Who's gone?
It's green! Hell! It just vanished!
Careful! Careful!
We need a bowline! Bertie, where's that rope?
What's the H? It's crumbling. There he is! I see him!
Tom Crean had fallen through a snow bridge that 4 men had just crossed without knowing what lay beneath their feet. He dangled from the ropes that held him to the sledge, spinning, above black depths that made your stomach turn over to look at them. It was his 33rd birthday.
Crean! Are you all right?
Yes! Sir!
Hang on! We'll have you out in no time.
Oh my God. There's no bottom to it at all.
Here's the bowline! Tuff, you take this. Teddy, got it. Ready?
Lower! Put your foot in the loop, Tom. We'll pull you up.
All right. He's got it.
Here we go.
On again.
Oh, damn, he's heavy.
He's coming up! That's it, one more!
Then me happy returns, Tom.
Sod you, Tuff.
You all right, Crean? No broken bones?
Oh, no, sir. Just a bit nipped around the middle.
You gave us a nasty turn there for a moment.
I gave myself a bit of a nasty turn too, sir.
What a birthday present. Hey, Tom?
If you say so.
Had to pull him up. Too scared to tell his wife I'd lost him on a crevasse. That'd be my last day in life.
As we inched towards the top of the glacier, I could not help dwelling on Scott's impending decision. I imagine the others were similarly preoccupied. I had never wanted anything so much in my life. There was a certain amount of competition between sledges, as men strove to prove themselves the strongest and keenest. Inevitable, perhaps, but not productive, as a man pulling a sledge can only go as fast as his slowest teammate. I looked forward to level pulling on the plateau. The prospect was blissful compared to what we were enduring.
Oh, hello, Cherry. Oh, well? What are you making of the Beardmore?
Not too bad. The 12-foot sledges certainly help with the crevasses. I think Shackleton rather exaggerated its horrors, if anything.
That was rather his tendency. We've made very good time. I've even caught up with Shackleton's dates. So our early trials seem to be over.
Wonderful. I came to say I've finished In Memoriam, if you would like it.
Oh, Cherry, how kind. I shall look forward to that greatly. Let me give you my Browning in return.
Oh, thank you, sir. I've always loved Browning.
Yes, I have too. Very good for those in moments of struggle. But what if I fail of my purpose here? It is but to keep the nerves at strain, to dry one's eyes and laugh at a fall, and baffled, get up to begin again. So the chase takes up one's life. That's all.
If one didn't know it was a love poem, it could almost be about us.
I do not think pursuit of a geographical point, however distant and hazardous, can ever be as terrifying as the pursuit of a woman whom one loves and fears one is unworthy of.
But when the pursuit is over and happiness gained...
The thing is, the pursuit is never over.
Oh, gone. Cherry. Ah, poetry.
One for you, Bill. Tennyson. Forgive these wild and wandering cries, confusions of a wasted youth. Forgive them where they fail in truth, and in thy wisdom make me wise.
What's the reading, Atch?
Air temperature -7. A rather balmy summer evening.
Feels colder. Sort of raw.
Been meaning to ask you, soldier.
Huh?
How's that leg of yours?
Legs, fine. It's my feet. They've been cold and wet for the last month. Never seem to get dry.
If you got the nod from the owner, would you go on?
Of course. Would be quite an honour for the 6th Inniskillings, wouldn't it?
You want me to take a look at your feet?
Oh, don't think there's much you can do, Atch.
There you go, Birdie. Hoosh a la Cherry.
Cherry, what did you put in it? Fantastic.
My secret ingredient. Where are the others?
Doing the temperatures, I think.
Do you think about what's coming, Birdie? You know, the decision.
I try not to think about it. Of course, I do. The thing is, 4 men have to go back, and there's no shame in that.
No, I know that.
I hope I'll go on. Whatever happens, that'll be for the best, I'm sure.
Chaps.
There you go.
Oh, I'm starving, thanks.
Capital. We just saw Bill. I don't think he meant to let it out, but he sort of said it's tomorrow night. That's when Scott's going to announce who's going back.
Tomorrow night?
Well, that'll be a relief to know. Good luck, everyone.
Good luck.
Yes.
Good luck.
Good luck.
I wished I was more like Birdie. Sometimes, in the nicest ways, he made me feel selfish. I hid the worst part of myself. That's what we do, isn't it? Most of us? Unlike Birdie, I only pretended to sleep that night. sickened by the possibility of not being chosen. Would I get what I so desired? Would I be one of the lucky ones? Sleep or not, I would have to wait till tomorrow to find out.
In Episode 1 of The Worst Journey in the World, Cherry was played by Matt Green, Scott by John McAndrew, and Atch by Carl Prekop. Titus Oates was played by Mark Meadows, Birdie by Peter Callahan, and Silas by Simon Lee Phillips. Bill was played by Richard Mitchley, Crean by Jack Reynolds, and Taff Evans by Hugh Davis. Other parts were played by members of the cast. The music was composed by Will Gregory and performed by the BBC National Orchestra of Wales. The Worst Journey in the World by Apsley Cherry-Garrard was adapted by Stef Penney and directed in Wales by Kate McCall.
You're listening to the Mystical Magpie channel. Please subscribe.
Thursday, December 21st, 1911. Midsummer's Day, local time. The final 12 men of the British Antarctic expedition, of which I was one, stood at last at the head of the Beardmore Glacier. Ahead of us lay the plateau and our prize, the South Pole. After 2 months of hard marching, Captain Scott was due to tell 4 of us to turn back. Who would be in the returning party, and who would be chosen to go on? Today, we would discover our fate.
Episode 2 of The Worst Journey in the World by Apsley Cherry-Garrard. Adapted for radio by Stef Penney.
Hello, Cherry. May I have a word?
Of course.
I'm afraid I have rather a blow for you. I have decided that you will be in the first returning party.
Oh. Right.
The others to go back will be Atch Atkinson, Silas Wright and Petty Officer Keohane. Atch will be in command. I am sorry. I think it is especially hard on you.
No, it's quite all right. Captain Scott?
Yes.
I hope I have not disappointed you.
No, Cherry, not at all. This is absolutely no reflection on yourself or on your wonderful efforts.
Well then, I'm happy to have come this far. Thank you, Captain Scott.
Thank you for your fine work, Cherry.
Cherry, old man, are you all right?
Yes, of course. Right as rain.
I am sorry.
Was it my eyesight?
No, I don't think so. I think it was a toss-up whether you or Titus would go on, and things being close, it's a case of seniores priores, you know.
Well, I'm sure Captain Oates will help him more than I could.
The owner's fearfully cut up about it. Said he could see you'd been pulling your guts out for him.
Well, that's good anyway. Silas will be disappointed.
Yes, he is rather.
That he's taking on Teddy Evans instead of me is preposterous. He spends 7/8 of every day going easy, and only puts his back into it when he knows Scott is watching.
Teddy is second in command. I'm not sure Scott had a choice about it.
Of course he had a choice. I wish I'd pushed him down a crevasse when I had the chance.
I must say, I'm a bit surprised about Titus. He doesn't really want to go on. I think his old leg wound is troubling him.
The next day, we had the mournful task of a full day's further march south. 12 hours hard labour over a mass of badly crevassed ice. All the harder for knowing we were going to retrace our footsteps the very next day.
We'll move Silas's bag onto my sledge. Yours will strap on here, Titus.
That's everything. I must say, this is the last thing I expected.
At least you don't have the ponies to contend with now.
Now we're up here. It's such a great white nothing. We march into a pall of murk, and when we stop at night, it's exactly the same as where we started from that morning. Seems the pole will be the same. Nothing to tell it from any other point on this godforsaken plateau.
Not quite like finding the source of the Nile.
Not quite. But I'm sure I'll come back in the second returning party. I'm more done than any of the others, except Teddy, perhaps. And he's man-hauled twice as far as the rest of us. What's keeping me going now is the thought of Christmas Day and a decent meal for once.
Caramels and plum pudding.
And 2 pipes of tobacco.
I better go back and check on our sledge. Birdie's been repacking for hours. Now, I wish you all the luck. Anyway, good for you.
Good for me. I doubt it.
Cherry, I want to give my letters home to you, if I may.
Yes, of course.
I fully expect to come back with the next returning party. I think Scott means to take the strongest men to the pole, probably the seamen. And it would be a great thing for them. Apparently, Taff Evans is already talking about the pub he's going to open, the Polar Inn or some such.
It would be a great pity if you didn't go, Bill.
Well, I feel confident at least that Scott will get there. We've made good time since the barrier. The final 4 only have to average 7 miles a day to get to the pole on full rations. So it looks like a cert.
Yes, it does. I'm glad you and Birdie are going on. It takes the sting out of my going back to know that my 2 good friends will be up here.
We'll miss you, Cherry.
Our last night together was a mournful one. I was cook, and I'd put some cocoa I'd been saving into a chocolate hoosh. But knowing Atch and I were turning back, while Birdie and Titus were to go on, our tent had a silent meal, each full of our own thoughts. The next morning, we were ready to say our farewells.
Cheerio, Birdie. Good luck.
Cherry, thanks again for the books. They're just the ticket.
Goodbye, Titus.
Goodbye, Cherry. And don't forget, Christopher's waiting to be eaten at the bottom of the Beardmore.
Horse meat stew. Have some for me while you're at it.
Cherry.
Goodbye, Bill. Good luck. I'll see you soon.
Yes. Good luck to you too.
Cherry. Thank you so much for your efforts. Oh, here. I still have your Tennyson.
Keep it, please.
Thank you. Well, everyone, the members of the returning parties are every bit as important to the success of this expedition as those going on. Yeah. Don't forget that. I wish you Godspeed in your return.
And the same to you tenfold. We'll see you back at Cape Evans at the end of March. To the pole party. Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray! Ready?
Take the strain.
1, 2, 3.
My dream of going to the South Pole over, we watched Scott and the others set off into a pall of dead whiteness. It was snowing from a heavy sky, The last we saw of them, as we swung our sledge back to the north, was a little black dot disappearing over the next ridge, and a big white pressure wave ahead of them. Then, they were gone. Fortunately, there was no time to dwell on personal disappointment. I, along with Atch, Silas and Pat Keohane, the youngest of the seamen, had to confront the Beardmore Glacier again. And if it was hard on the way up, it was twice as bad on the way down. The sledge was still heavy, and now we had to lower it down steep, slippery slopes of glassy ice, while we clung on by crampon and ice axe, surrounded by crevasses on all sides.
Okay, this one we go round.
Sure, that hole's as big as St. Paul's Cathedral. You could drop the Terranova down there 3 times over. I didn't know you'd been to London, Pat. I have. Me and mates from the Endeavour went on an omnibus.
Whoa, steady!
Right.
Hold her up!
Okay. Right.
Go left, Cherry!
Bet you went to Drury Lane. That's where all the prettiest girls...
Oh God, don't look down. Don't look down. But I did. I couldn't stop myself. Beneath me was nothing. The crevasse vanished into blue-black depths. When I looked up, there was no sky. An overhanging ledge prevented me from seeing anything but the ropes that held me. I was suspended in mid-air. All right, it's all right. Hey! Hey! What would Bill do? Study the ice. Be scientific. Observe. I tried to look closer. Down below was a sort of navy blue shading to black. Around me, the ice was grey, or silver, but there was also turquoise and a pale coppery green, like a slice of agate. I saw a rock caught in clear ice on its own, as if frozen forever in the act of falling. Then I saw myself trapped in ice just like the rock, becoming part of the glacier, unchanging, undecaying. I thought I would pass out. I had never felt so helpless. Stop spinning! Stop spinning!
Cherry, hang on! We're lowering a bowline! Coming down now!
About bloody time!
When you see the rope, put your foot in the loop. Can you see it?
I can't reach it there! Got it! Pull! Pull!
I can say heaved! Heave! One more time! Take my hand, Cherry!
Took your time getting that rope down, didn't you?
Atch got his harness stuck under the sledge. Couldn't move an inch.
I thought the sledge would go down and all.
Are you all right, Cherry?
Right as rain. Wonderful colours down there.
Yes, bit of a jolt, I dare say. Are you all right, Cherry? I'd like to get another couple of miles done before we rest.
Fine. After 14-hour days, lowering the sledge down the ice falls, it could take up to an hour to find a patch of level snow big enough to pitch the tent. There were crevasses everywhere. Sometimes I awoke in the night and found myself holding my breath, fearing that the slightest movement would plunge us into the abyss. We made snail's progress, and after 4 days we had to reduce our rations, not knowing how long it would take to reach the next depot. Dividing up the biscuit ration brought out the worst in us.
Now, are we all agreed that these pieces are equal?
That's a bit bigger than that one.
No, I don't think so.
Yes, it is.
All right if I cut here?
No.
That's
a bit more.
Come on.
Yes, there.
Right.
It's fine.
Here you are.
We ate ravenously, scraping our mugs for every last morsel.
One more day must get us to the depot, surely. Even if we are a little off to the west, we should see it.
I must say, I'd feel a little easier if we had some food in hand. All very well having less weight to pull, but well, you know you've only got 1 day's food left.
We'll find it, sir. Don't you worry.
Yeah. Yes, of course we will. I think we had our fair share of bad luck on the way out.
You know, I'm not so envious of the others going on now.
Yeah.
Not when you realise what the return journey is like. Funny how we all thought coming back was going to be a cinch.
Even when we were clear of the glacier, we had the greatest difficulty in finding our outward tracks in the thick weather. We had to find a better way of marking the depots than with a single flag on a bamboo cane. Too often, drifting snow had covered our tracks, and we had to stop constantly and take readings, a near impossible task when there is neither sun nor visible landmarks.
Cairn ho! Cairn ho! There she blows! At last!
I can almost taste the horse meat.
Here's our bag. Right. Oh, we can... biscuit. Tea. Oh, hey, a tin of peaches. You hear that, Silas? Peaches! Hooray! Oh, some candles. A tin of fuel. I say, this isn't full.
Maybe the dog team's opened it.
No, I don't think so. No, the seal's unbroken.
How much is there?
About half of what there should be. No matter. We'll just have to go easy with the primus. Pony meat's better rare, anyway.
So we ate barely warmed food and suffered in consequence. We all came down with dysentery, Atch worst of all. Yet there was no question of rest. All our thoughts were on the next depot, and the next, the slender, near invisible chain of survival that would take us back to safety. By now, each sleeping bag was a solid sheet of ice. You had to melt it, little by little, with your own body heat, simply to get inside.
I'm putting out the stove now, Cherry.
All right. How are your eyes?
Right one's gone bung. I can still see out of the other one, though.
They look sore.
It's not too bad.
Oh, ouch. Don't be a chump. Let me help. Where's your medical kit? We had snow goggles to protect our eyes, but while wearing them, it was impossible to make out the trail in bad light. Take them off to find landmarks, and your eyesight lasted perhaps a day before snow blindness struck. The only thing that dulled the excruciating pain was a sliver of cocaine inserted under the eyelid.
There.
That should help.
Thanks, old chap.
Bloody hell!
You never think that ice could make such a noise, could you?
I can't wait to get back onto terra firma.
Yes. Right now, I particularly don't want to be reminded that everything beneath us is moving.
I told you not to put curry powder in the hoosh. Keohane's delicate constitution can't take it.
Sod you.
I beg your pardon, petty officer.
I'm terribly sorry. Sod you, sir.
Stop! Stop pulling!
What is it? Can you see the can?
I think we've gone too far east!
But we passed tracks this morning.
I wish I could see a damn thing! It's like walking through milk!
Ash, you shouldn't be pulling. We'll manage. You just walk by the sledge.
I think we should get to 1 ton depot before we slack off!
It's not slacking! He's ill!
Cherry, I'm all right! If 1 ton was laid where it was supposed to be, we wouldn't be in this mess!
In desperation, we turned on each other. One source of disagreement was Captain Scott's decision, the year before, to lay our main food depot, 1 ton, 30 miles short of the planned 80 degrees south. I did not think it really mattered at the time. But now, with Atch weak and ill, and food running short, I wondered if he hadn't been right. But our luck held. That evening, we raised the depot, and when we did, there was food in plenty.
No pemmican for me, Silas. I better stick to biscuit for the time being.
All right if we divide yours up between us?
Yes, of course.
I wonder how the others are getting on. I wonder who went to the pole. They must be on their way back now.
We should have got there, when? Last week?
Yes. By the end of January, anyway.
Bertie told me he always wanted to go to the pole. Well, one pole or the other.
You know, when he was a boy, he wrote a letter to an Eskimo. Dear Eskimo, please tell me about your land. I want to go there someday.
It won't be long until we find out who he picked for the final 4. The second returning party can't be far behind. I have thought they might catch us up, since we've been so slow.
But food eaten turned slowly into miles done. And on the 29th of January, 1912, we walked back into the hut at Cape Evans. It was like walking into a different world, one we had almost forgotten existed, where solid walls came between you and the weather, and food and fuel were abundant, and there were sounds other than wind and snow.
Sit still, Cherry. Dimitri, stay away until I've finished with him. Just a couple more. There we go.
The photographer, Ponting, made us sit for portraits, bearded, hollow-eyed, our clothes in rags.
Excellent. A real wild man of the South. All right, take him away and make him look presentable.
Come, Mr. Cherry. I do your hair good. So, you're glad to be back?
I'll say. Ow!
Sorry. It's very naughty.
Naughty?
Lot of knots.
Oh, yes. Well, no barber shops out on the barrier.
What is barbs?
Oh, never mind. Ow! Careful! Best of all, the mail was in, and we devoured letters from home. My mother, bless her, sent me an 18-gallon cask of sherry and 30 scarves.
You still reading that letter, Cherry?
52 pages.
Good heavens. What's in it? Blow-by-blow account of parliamentary proceedings?
My sister's wedding.
Oh, which one?
Lassie, I mean Ida. She's married a widower, vicar called Shorting. Comes from Kimpton, which isn't far, but I don't know him. It was gloriously hot, apparently.
Ugh.
Listen to what she says here. I thought, as I drove up from the train yesterday, that I had never seen Lima looking so beautiful. Gorgeous tints of green, with all the flowering trees out, and masses of white chestnut blossom. The garden radiates with rhododendrons, lilies, laburnums.
Sounds wonderful.
It is. I'm terribly lucky. You'll have to come, of course, when we're all back.
When we're back? How strange that seems now.
I know. I remember Bill bemoaning the fact he got used to comfortable beds again after the Discovery trip. He didn't want to get soft.
Bill, soft. Hardly.
I don't think he meant physically, more in a spiritual sense. I think I understand it now. A man can't hide here, can't hide his true self, his flaws. I long to go home, but I wonder, will we be able to stand it?
I think I'll get used to it. Remember wine? Remember girls?
I wonder if Bill and Birdie got to the pole.
Oh, Bill, definitely. Scott wouldn't do it without him. And Petty Officer Evans, I reckon. He relies on them both in different ways.
Evans? He looked done after the Beardmore, I thought. He'd lost more weight than anyone.
I doubt Teddy will go. I don't think Scott could stand it.
We speculated endlessly on who the 4 men at the pole would be. Scott himself was a given, of course. Despite all the talk of science and the work that went on day and night, we all knew what really mattered was the pole and getting there first. I often walked alone at night, for with the sun rolling along the northern horizon, it's never dark. Where the sea ice meets the barrier is the tide crack, a constantly moving gap where the sea never freezes and it makes the strangest noises. It's an eerie place, and I could usually find solitude there. Until one night, in February, when I saw a speck to the south, moving closer. It was a man, but his face was so encrusted with ice, I could not recognize him.
Hey! Who is it? Hey! Who is it?
Tom Crean.
Tom Crean? Are you alone?
I have to get help. I'm Mr. Evans.
Good God! What happened?
Scurvy. Got to help him.
Come on, let's get you inside.
Here, Tom, drink this.
Thank you.
There's nothing we can do until the blizzard goes. Then we won't waste a moment, I promise. How long did it take you to come back?
We left them on the 4th of January. What's the date now?
February the 19th.
So, who else is at Corner Camp?
Just Lash and Teddy Evans.
No one else? What happened?
Only 3 of us turned back. Captain Scott took 4 men with him to the pole.
5 men? But the tents sleep 4. And the stores. Everything is packed for 4. How could he do that? Why?
As far as I understood, he thought that the extra man would give him more pulling power.
So Birdie and Bill both got to the pole?
And Taff Evans. And Titus Oates. They only had 160 miles to go. They'll have made it all right.
Of the second returning party, Teddy Evans in command of Tom Crean and William Lashley, Teddy had collapsed with scurvy. Crean left him with Lashley at the last camp on the barrier and, alone, had walked 35 miles in 18 hours to get help. He had no shelter, equipment, or food. Nothing but a piece of chocolate in his pocket.
Anything more to eat, Tom?
No, I'm all right, Doctor. I'm just worried about Mr. Evans. He was bleeding from his nose and mouth, and his eyes. He was still trying to pull the sledge. I'll never forgive myself if anything happens to him.
No one could have done more than you, Tom. What you did was extraordinary.
That is our job, though, isn't it? To look after you all.
I did not know how to reply to him. I had no idea that they, the ratings, thought of us in that way. Tom was a morose figure, until Atch and Dimitri brought Lashley and Teddy back. Teddy was tied to a dog sled, still alive, although barely. When the ship came back for its final farewell, he would be invalided home. One thing remained clear. More food had to be taken to 1 ton depot to see the final 5 men safely home. With other officers busy with the scientific programme, it fell to me to undertake this journey. Okay, so 2 boxes cheese, 1 butter, 1 cocoa, 1 bag pemmican, 2 bags candles, 3 candle brackets, 3 cans of oil, 1 cake.
You'll be all right, won't you, Cherry?
Oh, of course. I think so.
Dimitri will take care of the dogs. You just have to get there and depot the food. If the pole party arrives, you will hurry their report back in time to catch the ship.
And if they don't arrive?
You'll have to decide what to do. We don't really expect them to reach 1 ton till mid-March, so it's not a relief mission. The most important thing is not to risk the dogs. Scott was most particular about that.
Atch was now senior officer, as well as the only medical man. So I did not want to burden him with my worries, which were many. I could not navigate. I did not know how to drive dogs. And in the worsening weather and low autumn temperatures on the barrier, I could not wear my glasses. And then, it was my first journey in command. For the first time, there was no higher authority than myself.
Here's their mail from home. Very important.
We set off to cross the barrier once again. Only now it was autumn. The weather was terrible, but it's astonishing what dogs can achieve in such conditions. We reached 1 ton on the 3rd of March to find that the pole party had not yet arrived. It was intensely cold, and soon after our arrival, a blizzard blew up, making travel further south, for the time being, impossible. As the temperature fell, lying in our bags became something to dread rather than look forward to. It made me wonder about the others. We, at least, could keep warm, building up the cairn over the depot.
Mr. Cherry, there is no dog food here at all. I look everywhere. What we do?
I don't know. Take over here for a minute. I want you to build the cairn up higher, you see? This high. Yes?
Yes, Mr. Cherry.
Hey! Hey!
Вольно.
What's the matter with you?
My arm. I don't feel good.
What do you mean, not good?
Черт, больно, что вам сказать? I can't lift. It's pain.
Oh, for God's sake, I'll do it. Give it to me.
I'm sorry.
Yes, yes. I couldn't understand what was happening to Dimitri. He complained of headaches, then his arm pained him, and gradually he seemed to lose the use of the right side of his body. I felt doubly alone. And it was deathly cold, 60 degrees of frost. The sun now set at 11:15, and after it had gone, a great bonfire seemed to blaze out from the northern horizon. When it died down, there was real darkness. What? What? Dimitri, did you hear that?
Hello? Hello?
Can't see a thing. Damn glasses. Had I dreamt it? I thought I heard voices. And then, when I came outside, I was sure there was a dark speck against the greyness to the south. I strained to see as far as I could, then walked towards it. Then it vanished. Where were they? Surely they could have been here by now. Suddenly, I was seized with panic.
What shall I do? Oh my God! I don't know what to do!
I should go back and look for them. Should I?
Where the hell are you?
There was hardly any food for the dogs. So the only way to go further south was if we killed them and fed them to each other. I knew for certain Scott wouldn't want that. And Dimitri was right about one thing. If we went on, visibility was so poor, we could easily miss them.
Dimitri's ill. I can't take him on. It's just not feasible.
They talk about the barrier silence. But I heard voices out there where there couldn't be voices. The next day, we headed back to Cape Evans. After 6 days of inactivity, the dogs were stark, staring lunatics.
No, leave it, leave him.
It was all we could do to hang on to the sledges as they ran.
Down, you devil!
We arrived back at the hut on March the 16th to find Atch gaunt with worry.
There you are! All shipshape, Cherry?
Yes. Yes, I think so.
No sign of the others, I take it?
No. They're not in yet. It blizzed for 4 days, so we had to sit it out. We considered going on south, but there was no dog food, so short of killing them, and Dimitri got ill. I didn't know what else to do.
No, of course. You did the right thing. Now come inside. You look done up.
I don't understand it, Atch. Dimitri seems perfectly all right now, but when we were out there, he said he was ill. He complained he couldn't move his arm. Said he fainted a couple of times.
Said he fainted? You didn't see it?
No. Well, I don't know. How can you claim to be so ill, then recover in an instant when you get home? I had to do all the packing on the way back. He just sat on the sledge and told me what I was doing wrong. On top of everything else. And the worry about what to do.
Yeah, come. You're done in. It's been an anxious time.
I'm sorry, Atch.
No, not at all. Nothing to worry about. You've done splendidly. Come and have some cocoa.
Despite Atch's kind words, his face was haggard with anxiety. I'm sure mine was the same. Where was the polar party? My mind raced like a rat in a maze, trying to compute miles and dates, distances and weights pulled. And it always returned to the same conviction. They should have been back. I'm just going outside for a bit.
Cherry, I really think you should have a rest.
What's that? Who's there?
Cherry!
Who are you?
You and I will have to go out to look for the others. Cherry obviously can't do it.
Sure. Whenever you say.
It means we'll have to leave him alone. I don't like it. But I don't see what else I can do. I'm sure most of his symptoms are mentally induced, just as Dimitri's must have been.
Well, I always... Hey! Jerry! Are you with us?
How are you feeling?
Is it day?
It's morning. I'm afraid we're going to have to leave you on your own for a bit. There's plenty of food and you'll have the dogs for company.
Don't worry about me. Just tired.
I've left you some morphia here. I feel we should make one more attempt to meet the pole party. But of course, if we somehow miss them and they arrive here, well, there are the very lights. You know what to do.
Yes, of course. You must go. I was on my own for the first time in a year and a half. Strange that in such a remote place, the hardest thing of all to find is solitude. Last winter, I craved it. Now, it terrified me. It was bitterly cold. Darkness fell a few minutes earlier every day. I wanted to grab the sun and hold it up, hold back the march of seasons, to give a little more light and warmth to the 5 men still out there, wherever they were. But in reality, I lay in my smelly, molting bag until sheer desperation forced me to get more blubber for the fire or seal meat and biscuit to eat. Even then, I was too weak to do more than crawl on hands and knees.
Why won't you be quiet?
Where's the morphia? Oh, if only I could sleep. I just want to sleep. Maybe I'm not taking enough. Day after day, I expected the pole party. I thought how good it would be to talk with Birdie and Bill, to swap stories, to make the terrors seem small again. But days dragged by, and no one came.
Shut up! Shut up! Damn you, dog! I'm gonna thrash you!
My God!
They're here! They're here! Birdie! Bill! Titus! Bill! Birdie! Why did you go without me?
You're not coming back, are you? You're never coming back.
2 days later, Atch and Silas returned. I did not tell them about the knock at the door. Among all the strange things I heard in that place, that one, I know, was not a hallucination. I suppose we were all thinking the same thing, but none of us knew how to say it.
Pass the salt, would you, Cherry? Thank you.
You did right to turn back. 2 men couldn't have gone on in such conditions.
It was never less than -40.
To go further south in this would serve no purpose.
I know, but it's... Damn this business!
It is... what, the 4th of April? Winter is almost upon us. Much as it pains me to say this, I am morally certain that the pole party has perished. I've gone over dates and distances 1,000 times in my head. I do not see how they can have failed to get back by now. Which leaves the eventuality that something must have happened to them. Do you agree?
Yes.
I ask you because the sun will soon disappear. We must make provision for another winter. I think we have to face facts. In all probability, the pole party will never get back. I do not see that there is any more that we can do.
What if we're wrong?
Do you think they can still be alive?
I don't know.
Put another way, what could we do now?
You say in all probability, but if there is one chance in 1,000...
What can we do?
On the 23rd of April, the sun set for 4 months, and a darkness fell that was more profound than anything seen the previous winter. Throughout those dark months, we ate and worked and slept next to 5 empty bunks. The following autumn, we formed a search party and set out across the barrier for the last time. I do not think I was the only man who had come to hate it. We were heading south from 1 Ton Camp, which was exactly as Dimitri and I had left it in March, when Silas, who was leading, suddenly turned off the route.
What's he doing? Must have seen something. I think it's a marker.
We followed to where the snow had drifted into hummocks. Silas stopped, and then he turned and skied back towards us. And from his face...
Silas?
We knew.
What is it?
It's the tent.
11 miles from 1 Ton Camp, where I had waited for them in March. The tent. Heavy snow had almost hidden it from view. Just the bamboo was visible.
I'm going to go inside. Cherry, will you come with me?
Oh my God! Only 3 of them.
Cherry, we need to find any diaries. Any records they've kept.
Yes, of course.
Here's Scott's diary. It's under his arm. I'll try and...
My God, Atch!
I'm sorry, my captain.
Captain Scott lay half out of his sleeping bag, one arm outstretched. Bill and Birdie looked as though they'd just fallen asleep, the flaps of their bags pulled over their heads. Their skin was yellow, waxy, covered in frostbites. Did they feel any pain? There was no Primus stove, just a spirit lamp. They ran out of fuel.
Captain Scott's diary asked that I read it, and then summarise the contents for you.
They knew they weren't coming back. They had all written farewell letters to their families, and Scott had written obsessively letters, diary entries, and a message to the public that brought tears to our eyes when Atch finally read it to us.
Of the hardihood, endurance, and courage of my companions which would have stirred the heart of every Englishman. These rough notes, and our bodies must tell the tale. But surely a great rich country like ours will see that those who are dependent on us are properly provided for. For God's sake, look after our people.
Afterwards, we collapsed the tent over them and built a cairn as their memorial. The other two had died further south. Taff Evans collapsed after a head injury on the Beardmore, and Titus Oates had crawled out into a blizzard on his 32nd birthday when he felt his crippling frostbite was destroying his companions' chances of survival. It didn't save them. Scott, Bill and Birdie made their last camp on the 19th of March. A blizzard prevented them from going any further, and there they died.
All right, that's enough. It must be 12 feet high.
We thought we could use these for a cross.
Yes. Do that. Yes.
They had reached the South Pole, but the diaries revealed that Amundsen had got there a full month earlier. I thought about how much I had longed to be chosen. In the toss-up between Titus and me, Titus had lost. No. We all lost. I tried to tell myself that they did not fail, that in every way that really mattered, they were a wonderful success. But the truth is, they were good men who died avoidable deaths. Had 1 Ton Camp been laid as planned, they would have reached it, and they would not have died. Had Scott stuck to his plan and taken only 4 men to the pole, they probably would not have died. It is also possible that had I gone on a few miles south from 1 Ton and depoted food and fuel, they might have found it, and who knows, those 3 might have survived. Atch tells me not to think like that I had no way of knowing. But that is something I have to live with.
Come on, old man. Time to get going.
Yes. I know. Bill had my copy of Tennyson still with him in his bag. As I stood in the tent to say goodbye, I picked it up and looked at his face. Unlike the others, he looked peaceful, as though he did not mind giving up his life for another man's ambition. I left it beside him, along with the better part of myself, under a cairn of Antarctic snow and a wooden cross made of skis. By next winter, all trace of them will be obliterated. They will become part of this continent of ice, eternally silent, unchanging, frozen forever in the act of striving. And as they came second, who will even remember them?
In The Worst Journey in the World, Cherry was played by Matt Green, Scott by John McAndrew, and Atch by Carl Prekop. Titus Oates was played by Mark Meadows, Birdie by Peter Callahan, and Silas by Simon Lee Phillips. Ponting was played by Richard Mitchley, Crean by Jack Reynolds, and Dimitri by Andrew Byron. Other parts were played by members of the cast. The music was composed by Will Gregory and performed by the BBC National Orchestra of Wales. The Worst Journey in the World by Apsley Cherry-Garrard was adapted by Stef Penney and directed in Wales by Kate McCall.